Hello everyone, so in this video I'm going to share with you my strategy and system to 10x my business in 4 months. And the strategy is to build a sales system. So if you don't have a sales team at the moment, that could be interesting because I'm going to go through the process and I will demystify the complexity of the process. Even though the complexity is obviously in the detail, which is what I notice day to day. So I'm really at the beginning. Today it's day 9. Day 1 being the day where I hired my first appointment setters. So first week there was a lot of setting up, education on the services, communication about the vision, onboarding of the team. So it was not a great week, but this is week 2 and the volume is ramping up. So we're starting to get some data which I can share with you. So first I want to share with you my initial target and the process. So the process is to send connection requests to our ideal clients on social media, mainly on LinkedIn at the moment, which would lead to some of them accepting the connection request. We would then engage into conversations, which would turn into setting up a call, which and some of them will turn into actual clients. The conversion rate we're expecting at each stage is 30% acceptance rate, then 2% from first message to actually booking a call, and then 20% from call to clients. So that's if the leads are actually qualified. That's the target. Where are we at the moment? On day 9, we've sent 1,166 connection requests. We got 32% acceptance rate, which is above target. So we've been able to send 380 first message. At the moment, we booked our first calls. That was on day 7, which is a great celebration. The conversion rate is 0.2%, but that's a bit biased because obviously there's a delay between the first message and the proposition of a call. Even though ideally would love to have the conversation live with the client so that it doesn't drag over a few days, but we're still calibrating to get to that stage. And I don't have enough data on the actual closing rates. So the team, the appointment setter team, is taking care of this part of the process. I'm adamant I have not systemized the calls part, the sales calls. I'm really focused on this because if I get this right, then I'll get this next part of the system right. But I'm focusing on one piece at a time. So the team is composed of 3 appointment setters at the moment, including one that is actually my personal assistant. So it's not his primary role, but he's been able to spend 2 hours a day, 5 days a week. And the other 2 are focused on this part-time because there's a lot of limitation on those platforms. So you cannot, there's limits as to how many message and connection requests you can send, which is obviously a good thing. Otherwise we'd get too many messages, but that means that they don't actually have enough work with one channel at the moment to stay busy the entire day. So 4 hours a day for all of them is working fine, 6 days per week. And I'm about to hire a new appointment setter that is a bit more senior, that I hopefully will level up the game and help us with systemizing, even though I'm also relying on coaching to help me guide through the process. I'm not doing this by myself, obviously. So I wanted to share with you as well the process of the conversation. I think that can be useful. How do we actually go from sending a message to booking a call? So the first stage is to get attention. So obviously there's a lot of competition for their attention. There's a lot of people receive a lot of messages, especially from growth specialists, because this is what they do. So they sell what they do. Once we lead with a value hook. So we actually propose a 5-minute video straight from the conversation, so that they can, in 5 minutes, get a lot of value and see whether they're interested in pursuing the conversation. So if they're open to it, we ask for permission to ask questions, to get into discovery mode, so that we can actually provide value and not push something that is not in their interest. So really leading with the principle of doing everything in their interest. Otherwise, you just pushing your agenda, and it doesn't work, and you don't have the energy to pursue. So the first question we're going to ask, once they are happy to get into a conversation with us, is we're going to try to establish their current situation, then their desired situation, and then what do they believe at the moment is blocking them. Because everyone is thinking at a certain level, so everyone is operating at their level. So they will think that the next step for them to get to where they want to go is, I don't know, it could be hire one more person, or it could be setting up a tool. And what we do is very high leverage, so you would not necessarily think about it. Just for context, by the way, what we do is that we build leadership infrastructure. So just to give you some context, the value proposition is that we help 7-figure business owners build a leadership infrastructure they can afford, so that they can scale their business exponentially, regain their time and freedom without taking financial risk and with minimum stress. And by the way, I'm Alex Hugo. So we close the gap between what we call business operator to business owner. I prefer to call it operator to visionary, because the role of the operator, the founder, is going to be to refocus on the vision, to reconnect with their vision, because that's the only part they cannot really delegate. And the vision is really the seed of the business, because the business comes from the initial vision. So, and usually people that, build up their business up to a certain stage, and they got to a place where they are, running the business every day, they tend to disconnect from their initial vision, from their initial values, and they have to sort of operate this shift, or coming back home, to set up a team, a leadership team that can build a business. Right. So that was the context, because it means on my side, what's challenging is obviously well, it's not challenging, it's fun, but it's to educate the team, the appointment setter team, on how we can actually help them. So day to day, I support the team with their messages, so that I can help them explain to the clients the shift they could potentially make in a way that is simple to understand. Right. So once we've revealed the gap that the client is trying to close, we're going to ask again for permission to give feedback. It's very important at this stage not to impose new ideas. Like, if they're not at the stage where they want to hear new ideas, like, well, it's not. There's no reason to provide our content. So we'd give value more and proof of results. We could share client testimonial or just one line. And very quickly, we need to get to proposing a call. And the first call would be really a no pressure call, just a meet and greet, 30-minute call, where I will dive a bit more into what we shared here, again, to provide value and to discover a bit more about the situation. And at the end of the call, so either the person is not ready and has to study a bit more, educate themselves, and here we will provide support with a newsletter, so that we can send more content until they're ready. And if they feel ready, we're gonna propose them in a more in-depth 90-minute session where we're actually gonna build an action plan, something that is really, really actionable. And from this action plan, they're gonna have three options. They can go back and try to do it themselves, at €0, and we would support with a free newsletter with all the content that I'm gonna create. Because the idea is that we share all the information for free and we only charge for implementation. Do it with you approach, which would be more on a coaching basis, low touch, but a lot of pressure will be put on the operator to implement. So not necessarily the highest likelihood of achievement, but that can be if they have a good operation manager in place, that could be a good solution for them and a more affordable. And do it for you approach, where we would step into the organization, and instead of leveraging the client, we would leverage the people that are already in place to execute the transformation, which is a much more attractive option, but more expensive, more high ticket for them. So that's the process. And I think that's it. I hope that was valuable for you. And let me know if you have any question, if you need any support, or if you want to have this document, happy to screenshot it and share it with you. Thank you. Have a great day. Bye-bye.